Hey, welcome back to another game spotlight, where I shed some light on a new game that I'm interested in, who the devs are, and what we know about it. Today we're looking at a game called Ill. Brainworms, dismemberment, and is someone making a copy of Team Clout's game? All that and more. If you have a weak stomach, this may not be the episode for you. But for the rest of us sick f***s, let's get into it. Ill is a mysterious, gore-centric, first-person horror game concept being developed by Team Clout, with themes harkening to Dead Space or movies such as The Thing and Slither. Worms crawl up into the human brain, reanimating dead bodies to do their bidding. Though I don't think they would turn their slimy little noses up at a live body either. However, in what appears to be the opening sequence, they merely knock you out instead of infesting you on the spot. So who knows? Maybe they're just socially inept and you wake up later in a barn with a Hellfire shirt on. You never know. Little worm boys might just want some friends. Now, keep in mind, everything I'm showing you are just concepts, except for these two videos. These are the only two videos that are actual in-game footage. But man, is it looking really good. The devs state in their Patreon, linked below, instead of an overcomplicated plot, psycho trips, and ghosts, we will provide you with an easy-to-understand story and shocking discoveries. And honestly, that sounds just fine to me. Sometimes I just want to experience something and walk away with the feeling it gave me. What makes the infested so terrifying isn't just their off-putting initial human-like appearance or their freak necromorph mutations, but also their human-like behavior. They aren't just mindless zombies. They're smart. They work together, plotting ways to fool and harvest humans. Remember our two pals back on the road? One is acting like a hitchhiker, while the other is wielding an axe. Take a look at this one here at the window. It extends its hand, bumping into the glass, as if it was simply trying to reach out for the player, not knowing how glass works. Upon realizing it can't do so, we hear audibly that it applies some force to the window a second time. And finally, a third attempt, it punches hard enough to break through. If the devs are trying to communicate that these creatures can learn and adapt, then this is awesome. It's these little details I keep picking up on, and hopefully it's not just speculation. The one in the basement first reaches for a weapon. Perhaps it noticed your shotgun, but it certainly noticed when you blew its arm off. I dare say they even almost seem to show emotional responses to the world around them, whether that be concern or aggression, as if the human side is still in there. Here we see one take notice of the other falling, and the third one out the door throws the nearest object at you in what appears to be frustration or maybe even anger, after watching you score a double kill on his homies. Something I think Team Clout is executing amazingly on top of the visuals is the sound design. There is a thick, eerie atmosphere magnified by the silence. The old floors creak, the gunshots crack, all while these monsters march toward you in resolute Michael Myers fashion. It's a neat trick to have the player be the one making the loudest noises. Everything feels like walking on eggshells. It also doesn't give you much information for where they are when you turn your back on them. It's just terrifying. It's a tension you can feel. We can see from the basement scene that consoles are in mind with the triangular pickup button. I'm sure PCs are on their mind as well. I also get the sense that ammo will be scarce with the amount of realism they are going for and how these bullets were already placed in the scene, like they actually might be in someone's shady basement. I think scavenging, sneaking, and timing are going to be integral to the survival in this game. So who is Team Clout? They consist of 4 members: Oleg and Vadim Vodivenko, Maxim Varehin, and Alexei Mikhailov, and they're working in Unreal Engine. They officially registered Team Clout Incorporated in Canada in March 2021, and plan to have an office in Russia. Their first Ill YouTube video was posted the following December. However, these were not the first sprinklings of the project. In January of 2021, Oleg posted the first video now clearly connected to the project titled Ill. 3 days later, he announced a second Ill video upload that it was going to be a first-person horror adventure game. Since then, he has been posting concept trailers to showcase the story and gameplay elements along with really cool breakdowns, so go check his channel out. By this point, he had already been gracing YouTube with his gory animations for 4 years, starting in December of 2017. It's pretty clear that there are gifted people working on this project, and I truly hope it lives up to the hype it's building for itself. Previously known as Wolf Games, they have released mobile titles that collectively brought in over 15 million downloads. With some solid success behind them, they are now able to focus on what they are calling their dream project. So those should be indicators that this game will eventually be developed and with passion along the way. Though in a tweet from March 2021, Clout divulges that the biggest roadblock from full development are conversations they are having with investors. As you can imagine, this might make them more open to expanding their team to get more accomplished, and they make this clear on their website career tab. The voice actors are Alec Gillis and Nick Apostolidis, who also does mocap work. Sound design is done by Aftertouch Audio. Music, and this greatly excites me, will be done by Lorne. If you don't know Lorne, give him a listen. You will fall into a dark atmospheric spell after a few seconds. There's a reason Acid Rain is approaching 46 million plays. Now, some little extras I've found with the footage I've been able to see, something that might be an Easter egg or simply world building is what is heard over the car radio. It appears one of the two hosts and a seemingly intoxicated, or possibly just a redneck lucky caller, are in the middle of what I could only guess is a game show segment where the caller needs to complete the lyrics to the 12 Days of Christmas song. The caller gets stuck and says Bob Hopper doesn't know the lyrics either. Host A responds with, "Bob's got other things to do," to which host B, being Bob, responds, "That's right." And just before the radio cuts out, host A says, "It's news time." So given the location of Team Clout and searching up for a Bob Hopper, it would seem they are referencing a radio host of the same name who worked for American Forces Network Europe. If this is true, this could place the game somewhere in the 80s or 90s. In my research, I came across a YouTube channel that posted a segment from AFN with Bob Hopper from 1990.
AEP Network News. Good morning, I'm Bob Hopper. It appears the natural gas...
Also, in hoping to wishlist ill on Steam, I found an ill game, but not their ill game. It's a different one, called Illness, and by the looks of it, it's a blatant copy of what ill is doing. The publisher, ASDStudio, says their game is inspired by Stephen King's novel Dreamcatcher, but the similarities are undeniable, and the timing just makes things look worse. There's the worms, there's infested people, they even have a hallway shotgun scene. It's just too on the nose, especially since they are using ill in their title, even spelling illness unconventionally with a space in between. It just seems like a clear SEO tactic, and I can already see how people are going to get these two games confused. In fact, someone used the wrong image in a recent thumbnail for Doc's reaction to ill. Lo and behold, the editor pulled from illness. It's just kind of weird. The devs also appear to be from Russia as well, so it also kind of just makes it look like there's been a falling out, but this is just speculation and that's probably not the case. Their first YouTube video about their game was posted February 1st, 2022, well after all this other stuff has been posted about Team Clout and ill. The interesting thing here is that their Steam page says the release date is also 2022, with a cute little lightning bolt. Yeah. It may very well turn out to be a good project and a fun game, but with how much better the real ill looks in comparison to this, I would say it's not really shaping up very well for ASD. It really just looks and feels like a quick cash grab, but I don't even know how they're going to meet their deadline, as 2022 only has 4 months left, and it looks like there's a bit more to polish up and marketing to be done. But as for the real ill, they have little drops on their Twitter and YouTube and even more on their Patreon. I didn't show everything here, so check them out and see if you can piece the snippets together to maybe find something that I didn't. I will definitely be keeping my eye on Team Clout. This game looks very interesting, very gripping, and very gory. I just want to thank you for being here. No, seriously, like a few weeks ago, and this is not scripted, I had like 65 subscribers and I've now passed 200. So that was just like a huge leap for me that I was not expecting. I honestly just appreciate you guys and I'm glad you like hanging out with me. I'm rambling. So now I just want to end the video and thank you. This has been the Game Spotlight. Go check out ill, go support them. I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good day.